As we head up to 10 minutes after 7 o'clock. Tomorrow is International Women's Day, so we begin taking a look at influential women around the world. First, the UN says a community's health, education and nutrition improves when more money is put into the hands of women. Unfortunately, here in South Africa, the most financially illiterate group of adults is black women. Now, one is hoping to change all of that. Finance professional Jolly Mokorosi will be hosting a series of conversations on how women can maximize their wealth. The first session of Wealth at Work is kicking off tomorrow on International Women's Day. Jolly is joining us now via Zoom this morning in Johannesburg. Hello to you, Jolly. Good morning. First of all, I think congratulations on doing this, and I think many people are going to want to tune in just to hear what you have to say as to how we put wealth at work, or put wealth to work. But as I said in my introduction, black women in this country are still at the bottom of the pile as far as being financially literate and being financially stable. How do we change that as the biggest problem in this country? Good morning.
Good morning, Gareth. Thanks for having me on your show. And those are exactly the things that we would like to discuss on the show that we launch tomorrow. You know, over the years, I've had incredible conversations with women at different levels who have told me how they have used strategies to basically, or their parents have used strategies to change the trajectory that their family was on. And there's so many things that we can do. There's lots of initiatives by government. But I think that where I kept on seeing the gap was the next level, because a lot of our interventions look at the absolute bottom level. And then secondary to that, we've got a great financial planning framework in South Africa. But what we don't really have is those conversations about wealth. A lot of the wealthiest people in the world, that is exactly what they do. They have those conversations with their children. Their children are party to those interactions that allow them to familiarize themselves with wealth, to familiarize themselves with that conversation. Instead, we have the opposite, where black women are very uncomfortable to have that conversation. And some of it is a cultural bias that we have. Some of it stems from the socialization of women in general, black women in particular. But really, we're hoping that by bringing those conversations to the surface, wealth will become less of a taboo, and particularly money will become less of a taboo, and people will effectively take the bull by the horns when it comes to navigating the future that they want to see.
I remember having a conversation with a financial analyst, it might have been last year or the year before, who was suggesting despite the cultural differences, there's still a gender disparity when it comes to wealth in this country. We still almost have that stereotype, don't we, Jolly, of the man in the house makes the money, he manages the money, and the woman must essentially stay out of it. We're going back to the 1960s way of thinking, but it's still prevalent in this country, isn't it?
Very prevalent. In fact, a lot of black women, once they get married, are expected to resign from jobs if they have one, so that the man can effectively fulfill that role, because his primary role is seen as that of provider. And if that then creates an unbalanced power situation, the family basically tell the woman to just, fuss bait, because it's his role to provide, not the other way around. But having said that, Gareth, I think that in South Africa, we also got to face realities that there's no other population group that has the extent of fatherlessness that black South Africans have. So we have a lot of households being led by single moms. So what do you then tell her? That's a narrative that we don't really want to discuss. Yes, we see the moms struggling and everything like that, but this is the same person that we are not having those money conversations with, which then puts us in this kind of cycle that is not necessarily ideal for us as a nation, as a society, and even as a community. Those are the types of things that have to change.
Now, you've got unique problems that I'm thinking you're going to be addressing in this Wealth at Work series. Jolly, just in the last minute or so that I have with you, where can people find this? I imagine it's all going to be on digital platforms and streaming and catch-up services of some kind. Just tell us where people can go and be part of Wealth at Work from tomorrow.
So please follow the hashtag Wealth at Work with follow hashtag JTComs. They are publicists and partnering with myself, including TWA, Ada Labs, EC Africa, hashtag EC Africa as well. All these are partners that have come to the table that will be broadcasting from their platforms, live streaming. They've partnered with me to push this agenda, and I'm pretty thankful to them as well as all the other media partners that we've had. So if you follow any of those platforms and the hashtag Wealth at Work, you will find us and with my partners as well. You know, as they say in Africa, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. So we are leveraging the partnerships that we have across the board to ensure that this comes out.
And we all need those partnerships now, don't we? Jolly Mokorosi, thank you very much. Indeed, Wealth at Work on all the socials, I think is how the kids say it these days, and also streaming online from tomorrow at what is International Women's Day. It's a brilliant initiative, Wealth at Work. It's bringing black communities and wealth together. But as Jolly says, there's cultural issues in this country which are still preventing women from getting into the position of finance and even then into the position of wealth creation. All the best to her and her team.